Today is a great day because we get to criticize and make fun of Amazon, one of the world's largest companies, for one of their innovative products that didn't turn out to be all that innovative in reality. Of course, now Amazon has quite a large product line with speakers. They have like a little mini robot friend, and I hear they're really innovating in the basketball world. But of course, part of Amazon's image to the public relies on people thinking that they are a constantly innovative, growing, and developing company with new technologies that are going to change the way that we look at consumer convenience. And when I was a younger lad, I was very interested in a lot of these big companies and a lot of their innovations, so to speak, because I think it's interesting to see what's at the forefront of these developing technologies and what companies are capable of doing at the high ends of technological development. And I remember being a bit younger and very, very excited and impressed by this announcement trailer that Amazon released a couple of years ago, introducing Amazon Go and the world's most advanced shopping technology. Okay, interesting. We can even see here the Just Walk Out technology is advertised right in the first frame of this video. Let's go ahead and see what all the hubbub is about. How does this work? This Just Walk Out technology. You see the guy walked in, he scanned his phone, got something, and I guess he just walked out. This lady is grabbing things, putting them directly into her bag, which I guess is super convenient because when she's finished, you guessed it, she just walks out. And this is part of what they call here Amazon Go, which was like a new line of grocery convenience stores that Amazon created with this Just Walk Out technology. And effectively, the way it worked was you would scan your phone and Amazon account upon entering the store, grab what you want off the aisles, and from a mixture of cameras and tracking in the roof, so they said, they would be able to tell exactly what you had bought and put it in your cart and make sure you were charged the appropriate amount. Here they have kind of a graphic that advertises the way it works. You take something and it's automatically added to your cart. They also go on to make it clear that this technology is a mixture of computer vision, deep learning algorithms, sensor fusion, and probably a whole bunch of other jargon that ends up being called Just Walk Out technology. And so as a youngster, I thought, wow, how convenient for the consumer. You don't have to talk to anybody when you go shopping. Now, of course, there are obvious risks with corporate approaches like this, such as the displacement of jobs of grocery store workers, checkout people. But I guess part of me thought, and still does, that there are some technologies that unequivocally make human life easier, like a calculator. There's no reason that we should have to do rudimentary math when we have tools that can just do that stuff for us. And so in general, the automation of some of these parts of the grocery or shopping experience, I think, if it's ultimately a case of making things easier for the average consumer, taking pressure off of workers even to fulfill these mundane kind of jobs that are a bit boring and not very fulfilling and not a whole lot of wage earning potential, unfortunately. And of course, the discussion about these displaced workers needs to keep in mind that they have to do something. They've been put out of a job, and without work, they're probably going to be in economic strife and despair. Personally, I think we just need to pay them with a UBI or pretty substantial unemployment benefits. That's just me. But the truth is we need to peel back a little bit because this conversation has kind of been happening on false pretenses. You see, there's been some bombshell news recently about Amazon's Just Walk Out technology. We can see here a Business Insider headline that reads, Amazon's Just Walk Out technology relies on hundreds of workers in India watching you shop. What? So effectively, when we go on to read this article, it tells us a few things. This Amazon Just Walk Out technology is suggested by a report that most of the sales are reviewed by real people in India. And it's really not based on this computer vision, deep learning algorithm bullshit. And because of the fake nature of this Just Walk Out technology, they're actually rolling back their implementation of the technology at the stores that use it and instead are shifting to smart carts. Now, to point out the obvious, this is just lying to the consumer straight up. They told them that it was being achieved with one technology when in fact it was relying on rudimentary human labor. It says here about 700 of every 1,000 sales had to be reviewed by Amazon's team in India. And Amazon's internal goals were to have only 50 out of every 1,000 sales have to have a manual check. So I guess they were off by quite a bit there if 700 of every 1,000 had to be reviewed. My goodness. It really sounds like the technology itself didn't work reliably, and it wasn't something that they could rely on to run a business, and it wasn't actually able to replace the workers. Lo and behold, this upstart new technology wasn't actually able to replace the potential and capability of a human worker in the store. And so what they ended up doing is kind of the worst of both worlds. They effectively found a way to outsource labor that was happening in like ordinary grocery stores. Because I guarantee you they can afford to pay 1,000 workers in India for a lot less money than, I don't know, even probably like 200 cashier style workers in a physical store in America. And so it's a really easy way to game the system, reduce your expenses, pay workers less, and go to poorer, lower scale economies to get the labor that you need to run a grocery store. I mean, this is crazy. So really, because of the failure of this technology and the implementation, they've decided to pivot away from their just walk out technology. They're kind of leaving it in the trash bag of history. And they really are going all in on this new thing called smart carts. Now, I've got a video here. Okay, so I'm going to put the music down. It's just a funky jazz song that plays under this video. But let's take a look at what Amazon's latest dash cart technology has to offer and how it can replace this supposed just walk out technology, and really what the future of grocery shopping will probably look like. So we have here in their fresh stores, it's kind of like a smart grocery cart. You can see it's got a touch screen, and I think the idea is that it scans, that's the whole video, it scans your groceries as you put them in the cart and adds them to your virtual cart, etc., etc. Here's another video that just kind of gives you a full look at this weird technological cart that has sensors and a screen and is trying to make it so that you can avoid, again, interacting with any actual workers from the company. And I think the idea is, I'm sure that they're going to make these things trackable, so there's no way you can take one of these carts home to your house, or, you know, if you need to walk it somewhere, or for whatever reason people take shopping carts, I don't know. You're not going to be able to take this one. It'll probably zap you like with an electric shock. I really just wanted to use this opportunity to massively criticize Amazon and their labor practices. I think that they fraudulently advertised this particular technology and these stores, and I think that doing so allowed them to maintain this image of like a forward-thinking pioneer of these upcoming technologies, and it was all a lie. I saw some people say that, I guess, AI stands for actually Indians. Makes sense to me. So there we have it. Amazon's incredibly poor and awful labor practices, where they are really just trying to make the most amount of money while expending the least amount of money on labor costs. That's kind of been Amazon's whole approach. That's why they're such a big company. And I wanted to showcase this, just a lie of an advertisement that, you know, me personally, I found really convincing and exciting at the time when I saw this. And to know now, all these years later, that for what, like 8 years, they were pushing this technology that was all based on nothing, like just a cheaper way of paying for labor. So yeah, there we have it. Amazon sucks and is a bad corporation for the reasons outlined in this video. I think that's really it for today. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you hearing my anti-big corporation thoughts. Feel free to subscribe, like, and comment if you want to stay abreast with what I'm up to. Come back next time and we'll have lots of fun talking about who knows what else. Thanks, guys. See ya.